Okay, here we are again. Same street, same direction. Here's a pretty cool old house. I like this era of building. Sorry about the sun. Nice little spread right here. Look at this little house. I used to own a house that looked almost just like it. Auburn, Washington. Gotta walk out into the street for a minute. So I have to wait for that car to go by. Safety first. I am an old truck driver. Always. Safety first. And one of the reasons I think they implemented that, whenever that was, they had stickers that went on the bottom of your mirror and all of that. Kind of gave every trucker, at least the ones that started from that point on, newer truck drivers, which are now retired at 40, 50 years, but was safety first. And that's embedded in my mind. Safety first. And in that truck driving deal, boy, that safety first came in handy. Like the time I drove a set of doubles over the top of McDonald's Pass when it was closed, so there was barricades and I drove around them and went over the top, and I didn't want to be, if I had to wait till it opened up, I was gonna miss Christmas at home in Seattle. I had tickets to the Seahawks. I was gonna miss all that stuff. So I had not one chain on. Took off about a burning speed of probably 8 miles an hour. Climbed McDonald's Pass through about 2.5 feet of fresh snow all over the road. It was still fairly flat at that time, but I had it in 4-wheel, had my windows down, had the heat cranking. I had a Kenworth truck with an Arctic kit in it. You blasted the heat and everything with the windows down. 2.5 feet of snow on the top of McDonald's Pass. You're still kind of warm in there. So I just cranked up the music, took my time, and be safe. And I did. When I got to Missoula, the temperature had dropped severely. There was frozen trucks everywhere. I was burning #1 fuel. And, well, here, I'll carry on in a second. Look at this beautiful waterway. Wow, that's picked up in, the last week anyway. Must have opened some more channels or something. I'm walking directly into the sun, so I'm going to get some of this foliage over here while I'm telling you my story. Oh, good. Yes, I went over McDonald's Pass with, sometimes I was going like in 3rd gear at, 5-6 miles an hour, chugging along, going up that steep upgrade, boogie into my Led Zeppelin, Beatles, Doors, a little bit of country. In those days, it was the new guy on the scene was Garth Brooks. Had his new CD, that first one, that's still my favorite of his. Anyway, when I got to Missoula, everything was frozen everywhere, but I wasn't, because I had my engine running the whole time because I was driving. Anyway, so once I hit I-90, it's probably going, maybe 40 miles an hour. Remember, we're in the middle of a major storm. And I was going about 40 miles an hour till I got to Spokane. When I got to Spokane, the weather was taking a severe turn. By the time I got to Ellensburg, something was really, really bad going on. So we hit the I-90 there, or I was by myself. We hit the I-90 there, and traffic was just bumper to bumper because it was going so slow. About, my guess, 25 miles an hour. Now remember, I just came up from Texas, up into Great Falls, Montana, back over through Helena when McDonald's Pass was closed. And I'm coming down I-90 in 4 inches of snow, coming into Bellevue. And that is nothing. That is a small dusting that you wouldn't even notice unless you live in the Seattle area. Then in that case, what you do is you park your car in the middle of the freeway, take out the keys, and walk away. So now everybody has to jog around you somehow. Look at those beautiful geese. Yeah, so here I am coming over into up to where you could probably see 405 freeway. And there's 3 or 4 inches of snow. Maybe the, whatever you call it, where it piles up on the freeway between the tires. Some of that might have got up to 6 inches. Anyway, the place is completely freaked out. They're crashing everywhere. Now remember, I'm pulling a set of doubles. I have not put on chain 1 through Denver, through any of that. Through Missoula, any of that. Anyway, so some people up in front there crashed. We got to wait for a tow truck to come and move some of these cars so the freeway can go through. Anyway, when it's time to go, I can't go. My tires are only spinning. So I had to get out on I-90 about half a mile before 405 and put on chains. Can you believe that? In some places you can still even see pavement, and I got chains on. I just came through the worst Arctic conditions Mother Nature can deliver, and I came through it a little scratched and bruised, but nothing too bad. And I get to Seattle, and there is 4 inches of snow on the ground, and the place went crazy nuts. Anyway, I got and dropped my truck at the terminal I was working at the time. My dad come pick me up. We had enough time to run in my dad's house, get my Seahawks jersey, and head to the Seahawks game. And by the way, that Seahawks game, that particular one, was the very first time that the Seahawks won an entry into the playoffs. So it was pretty cool, and I'm glad I saw it. Okay, look at all the little duckies. What I like about coming here is there's 2 or 3 or 4, sometimes several different species of birds, and they're all living in harmony. No pickpocketing, no stealing their TVs, no one pulling the rims off of each other, none of that. Nobody's getting keyed. I like it. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, and there's the guards. Okay, we're going to take a little shortcut through here so it's not quite so noisy. Excuse the camera angle. I'm watching out for my safety. I am being safe first. Safety first. Huh? It's not that I have never eaten the pavement on the ground. I have several times. Last year during the snow, my first walk in the deep snow, about 8-10 inches, I fell down twice. But yeah, it's okay. It's good to look at the ground at a closer level from time to time. Might learn something. All these stores are closed right now. I like to go this way so I stay off the main road. The only nut over here is me. There we go. Smells good. Little burrito place, but I can smell them oils and greases simmering and soaking into those tortillas. Might have to come back here later. Okay, gotta pay attention to what I'm doing here. Okay, one more time. Let's see. Let's try my fancy footwork. Hup, hup, hup. Eat, eat, eat. Hup, hup. Ah. Okay. Okay, let's cut across right here. Put my camera low so I don't get anybody by accident. But we're gonna tuck in this way. The must-have in America. Nice little apartment complex. I used to live in one similar to this in, I don't know, 30, 40 years ago. People always say bad things about apartments. You know, I've had 3 or 4 of them. I've never had a bad experience with an apartment. See, there's a pool and stuff, little cabana. The one I had a really nice enclosed pool because of the weather in that area, so it could be opened all year round. And so I used to take my girls there swimming. That's before I met Laurie. Once Laurie came into the picture with us, thank God for her. Unfortunately, she kind of took over most of the raising duties. Not by any design. I guess that's just the way it happened now that I think about it years later. Oh well, I'm probably not the only one with that story. Nice little water collection for when it rains too hard or snows too much. I got these all over the city of Boise and Eagle, Cuna. In case get some big runoff. If you have enough of these going, it doesn't flood the roads. Nice pretty little park right there. Been there a few times, but usually if I get this far, I'm on my way someplace else or coming back from someplace else, so I never go there. Oh, look how much things have calmed down on 5 Mile Road. Still a little noisy, but nothing like it was. My wife Laurie might be making an appearance on this channel from time to time. She's very artistic, and she's in the last few years has kind of been disabled, and she has psoriatic arthritis plus a couple other things. Anyway, she's in a wheelchair now, and she still gets around, and at some point she might want to talk about that. But she gets around pretty good. Man, look how fast things grow around here. A month ago, this was still dry dirt. Today, it's a harvest fest for bunnies. Here come some people walking, so I'm going to turn this off. I don't want to capture anybody. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back on. I am going to try to follow all the rules of YouTube. Don't take people's picture without them knowing about it, and try not to break up any privacy. And I don't even know really what that means, but I guess it's kind of like porn. You know it when you see it. So that's what I'm flying with. So anything questionable, I'm not going to record it. So it looks like the rush hour is almost about over. This sure is a pretty little neighborhood. I'm glad we moved here. Lots of people run, bike, very active area. I like it. Looks like they got some type of project coming up here with the sidewalk. Looks like markings for water, electric, cable. Who else knows? Top secret. I've only let a few people know about my YouTube channel, and one of the reasons is because it's so awful. But I've been watching how-to YouTube stuff, how to start a channel, and I've been doing that for, I don't know, a few weeks. And then before that, since I learned how to use YouTube, because I didn't know how to use YouTube, I've been using YouTube for about 4 or 5 years. Probably 2 years seriously. That's how new I am to it. Some people were there from the beginning. Anyway, YouTube to me was just a funny name for some computer thing that I did not understand. Now it's kind of making more sense now that I can think about that rather than snowstorms, deadlines, hunger pains, if there's an open slot at a truck stop to park when you're dead tired. Now that I'm not worrying about any of that stuff, maybe I can worry more about how YouTube works. That's my plan. How am I doing so far? Oh, I know. Still a D-, but I'm coming around. I'll get better as it goes. I already know this video here is better than my first one, because that one turned out sideways. How? I don't know. I'm learning as I'm earning. Okay, and we're coming up where I'm gonna end this walk. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure enjoyed it. And I'll be taking you many, many more places. I go walking every day, even when we go other places, like Sun Lakes, Las Vegas, Seattle, Montana. Okay, so long. I'll be putting together a front cover page, but I have an idea, but I don't know how to do it. Okay, thanks.